Hey, welcome back to the channel. I haven't done a video in a little bit, and my gun knowledge is actually starting to get a little bit rusty. I haven't been actually on the study of guns every single minute, so you get rusty real quick, I suppose. I do need to get out and do a little bit more target practice. Anyway, today's video is going to be on these. I'm not the biggest fan of Glocks. And of course this one's neat because these are both safety checked. They're empty prior to doing this video, as in a few seconds ago. Anyways, I want to talk about the differences, the similarities and differences between these guns. And the thing about Glock is, hey, they make everything for Glock first, probably Smith & Wesson second. So really, for accessories, those are the two favored, I want to say, because they're probably the most owned, Smith & Wesson and Glock. Well, and then maybe SIGs too, but and yeah, I mean, you can even, this is what you call flux brace if you're curious, and you can get these for, and it works on this button that your finger just there we go. So and you can get these fluxes also for the SIG. So it's not a Glock exclusive thing, but it's definitely great. And it's not about reducing recoil, for those of you who might think it is. It's so that you can get really accurate fire shots. And people are going to say, well, it's a handgun, stupid. There's no reason to, what do you need to get, a 50-yard shot or something? Hey, if somebody's shooting at you with a rifle, you don't know how far away they are. So this is a little equalizer. Anyways, so what we have here in my right, I guess your left, is the 31, and it's a loaded, chambered in 357 SIG. This one is the Glock 17, which we all know is chambered in 9mm. Now, any real specifics, I mean, and you can look that up, so what do you need me for, right? I'm here to give you my opinion and my evaluation, my experience, things that basically, unless you own the gun, you're just trusting someone else's words. So, where the statistics are factual truths. Okay, so, but let's start off with this. The obvious. These are basically the same size frames. Okay, they're the same basic guns. In Gen 4s. Okay, so but what is different is the way I've mounted my optics, and these are my favorite optics, and I do receive a little bit of hate for it, I guess, because some people think, look, if you don't spend every cent you've got on just one gun, so where you can't get any other guns, you didn't do it right. Well, I don't really see it that way. This optic wasn't as cheap because this one's tritium, so it actually lights up at night without batteries. Okay, and this doesn't take batteries either. Neither one of these sights take batteries. You don't have to worry about the ambient light. You don't have to make any adjustments because it's too bright or too dim outside. They do an excellent job. They have adjustments for horizontal and vertical, and well, these are called the see all open sights. And of course, this video is not about these optics, because you can put any optic on there you want. I just like these because they're inexpensive. There's no electronics to go wrong. You don't have to adjust for ambient light. There is no battery to be going dead. They're not going to have problem because water gets involved. Basically, it's the next as reliable as iron sights. So there's no oh, hold on, bad guy, I got to turn it on. I don't know how my sight got shut off on me. Okay, there's no on off button. There's nothing. It's just ready to go like an iron sight. And there's no electronics to go bad in it. So that's just my thing, okay? Whatever you like is good, fine by you, all right? But I got a lot of these, and I've had nothing but luck with them. Anyways, back to the guns. So, which is better? This is a versus video, right? Let's see. They both have rails. Oh, yeah, I was going to say how I mount the optics. Why? Because this is an MOS, all right? So, it's got the plate in there, and you can put different plates so that you can You know, if you, this one, I got it for the Vortex Venom originally, so you get the plate that fits the Vortex. But if you had, you know, various other manufacturers, you may need a different plate. There's like 4 different plates that come with the gun, and I guess the reason that you want that is for the looks, or for so it sits lower in the gun. Whereas this one sits a little higher up, which might be more silencer friendly. If I had bought a barrel, which of course you can get anything for Glock, like I said, I should say suppressor, right? I don't want to use the wrong terminology here and upset someone. Anyways, back to this versus 357. Basically, the only difference is 357 SIG, 9mm. Here's what you got. This one's going to have the cheaper ammo. The 9mm is going to be the cheaper ammo, supposedly more readily available, but at the moment, I disbelieve that. I think that's kind of a myth people thought of. Because guess what? If everybody's got 9mm, even though it's normally the most common, most readily available, when you come to a situation like this pandemic we're in right now with a bunch of rioters out there, okay, everybody's buying 9mm. So what's left on the shelves? Well, I don't know if 357 SIG is left on the shelves, but I have seen stuff like 41 Magnum, 44 Magnum, just some weird ammo choices. And I've seen 22 Magnum, oddly. But anyways, 357 SIG is not going to hold as much capacity, okay? You're going to have a few less rounds in your gun per the same length of magazine. Because remember, you can get extended magazines for either one to try to equal the playing field. But if I have an extended magazine on this one and an extended magazine on this one, and they're the same length magazines, the 9mm is always going to hold more, okay? Because the and I do have a 357 SIG right here. I can show for anybody who's kind of unfamiliar with the way one of these looks. All right, and anyways, the idea, why would anybody want a 357 SIG if they're more expensive? The bullets are, well, because they're higher velocity. Okay, usually they're going to be about the same grain weight, around the same grain weight. It's basically, it's a neck down. I mean, you can study again, I'm not here to tell you the facts about a 357 SIG. You probably are watching this video already knowing that you're interested in getting a 357 SIG. Of course, you could always just buy both, like me. Why not, right? Free country, so far, for now, if you vote right. Anyways, the 357 SIG, I'm not going to say it's more accurate, although it's what they call a flat shooter because it's very high velocity. It's just, you're going to have more power. Plain and simple. It's just a more power. Now, but the kick is not bad. Okay? That's one of the things. The kick is not substantially more. It's not even as much as, say, you're going to usually get from a 357 Magnum, or it's not as, I don't have a 40 caliber, so I can't tell you my opinion on the difference between that, but my 357 Magnums seem to have a lot more kick than 357 SIG. I think 357 SIG is kind of the sweet spot, to be honest. It's a lot of people's favorite. What do you guys think? And why don't you go ahead and hit that like button as you're telling me what you think, and subscribe if you like videos like this that are all about guns. Maybe you can't get enough about guns like I usually can't, and I subscribe to a lot of gun channels. I watch a lot of different content. I like to hear it from different people, get their opinions, and it helps me to not buy a gun I don't want. There's nothing worse than getting a gun you don't want. But what's your opinion? 9mm guys, tell me why. 357 SIG guys, tell me why. My opinion, I'll go with the 357 SIG every time. Once I shot it, I'm hooked. I love it. Absolutely love it. Still have a 9mm. You know, in case I bring the lady out to shoot, right? Huh? But the 357 SIG, I like this. This is something about it. Something about having that extra power. Aren't we all power hungry? You know, there's a such thing. What do you guys think is too much power? You know, some of you probably, you know what? Never enough ammo, never enough power. There's no such thing as too much power, right? I don't know if I want to try a 454. I already have a video out with my 44 Magnum, and that with the Underwood ammo, that's more than I need. That is way powerful and way too much kick. I do care about the bones in my hands. I care about my wrists. So I'll stick with 44 Magnum as my big one, but I do like, for my semi-auto, I think this is, what about 10 millimeter? 357 SIG? Or are you a 10 millimeter person? I like 10 millimeter also, but I like 357 SIG a little bit better. Again, I think it's the sweet spot. The 10 millimeter hat does have quite a bit more kick than this. I can tell you that from my personal opinion. So the Glock 31's the winner. All right, especially with this flux brace. And you guys probably wondering, do I like the flux brace? I love the flux brace. This is awesome. The bad thing about the flux brace, the only drawback, is getting a holster for it. And I am I wear a coat and put outside the pants kind of person. But once you have this holster, which would normally fit this, it's no longer going to fit it because of these little side things. So I'm going to go have one custom made. I mean, yeah, Flux Defense does sell a holster for this, but it's real hard to get them. I mean, I know you're all going to ask me, how long did it take you to get your flux brace? Okay, first off, I ordered mine before the pandemic. Okay, before all the shit hit the fan. So, and it is tough too. These braces are tough. It's not flimsy at all. And I got mine. It still took forever. It still took at least 3 months to get my brace. But now I want to order the SIG and get one for it. If I would have been thinking, I would have went that route in the first place. But anyways, I have a carbine that takes Glock mags, so this is interchangeable. Got a carbine. There's a video I have out with a 357 carbine. Imagine that. A lot of you people want their little AR pistols in carbine, pistol caliber carbine, PCC. I'm not really a big fan, but with 357 SIG I am, because the right barrel, you get those rifle velocities out of your carbine. If you don't have that, well, I'd hate to be owned by somebody who's got a 44 Magnum. Why are you carrying a 5-pound carbine if you get the same job done with a 44 Magnum? It just doesn't add up in my mind. Or this, if you're going to have a 9 millimeter PCC, 5 pounds, and you could have carried around this. But anyways, I'm not here to convince you about the flux brace. I am here to convince you that the Glock 31 is better than the Glock 17. Alright, thanks for watching, and let me know what your opinion is. Have a great day.